Tokyo surpassed our wildest dreams. We explored iconic landmarks and uncovered hidden treasures. If you're planning a trip to Tokyo, it's important to maximize your time and get the most out of your trip. So join me while I share our adventures that reveal the top 10 most intriguing corners that make Tokyo unlike any other city in the world. The list is in no particular order, and the first place on the list is TeamLab. TeamLab is a top attraction in Tokyo and is perfect for explorers of all ages. There's 2 TeamLab locations, Borderless and Planets. We went to TeamLab Planets. It's located in the Toyosu district, which is really easy to get to. We took the Yurikomo line, which traverses a tall bridge that spans over the water, and it provides fantastic views along the way. TeamLab Planet is an immersive art exhibit. All of my talking can't even begin to depict what it's like, so let's just watch some video clips. TeamLab Planets was amazing, and it easily secured a spot in our top 10 list. In fact, I would argue a visit to Tokyo is not complete without going to TeamLab. The next place on our list is one of my favorite places in Tokyo, Shinjuku. I was really excited to make Shinjuku our home base in Tokyo. We stayed at the Daiwa Hotel in Shinjuku. It was a clean and comfortable hotel, close enough to walk to the action, but far enough away for quiet nights. Shinjuku comes alive after the sun goes down, and the vibe is electric. And if you like shooting pictures and video, Shinjuku is like candy for your camera. The glittering lights, the food, the bars, the people, the alleys, it's a single point on Earth with limitless visual stimulus that I just can't get enough of. So let's dig a little deeper and check out another one of my favorite places on our top 10 list. It's a narrow, historic alley called Omoide Yokocho. This place is so special to me. The alley is lined with small restaurants and food stalls, serving traditional Japanese dishes in an old world setting that looks like a painting. These restaurants are super small with accommodations for about 5 to 10 people. We've eaten there a few times, and we really enjoyed trading stories with fellow travelers. This alley has so much character. The seasonal accents hanging from the lanterns, the sound of sizzling meats wafting smoke into the air creates an irresistible sensory experience that makes it really hard for me to leave. This spot is by far one of my favorite places to shoot videos. After eating dinner in the alley, you gotta go out for some drinks at one of my other favorite spots, just a few short blocks away. The Golden Gai. Golden Gai is a series of narrow alleyways lined with over 200 tiny bars and eateries, each with their own distinct character and style.
Yeah, I like that too.
Like the alley we were just in, bars in the Golden Gai are really small with accommodations for about 5 to 10 people. This creates an intimate experience where making new friends is inevitable. I ran into a fellow photographer at one of these bars, and after some drinks, we hit the streets with our cameras. So I gotta give a shout out to my man Sandeep. I hope you liked this video, and it was really fun shooting Shinjuku with you. Like I said, Shinjuku is one of my favorite areas in Tokyo. It's also really touristy. If you want to get away from the tourists and experience some of authentic Tokyo, then you're gonna like this hidden treasure. It's not on our list, so we'll just call it a bonus spot. It's the Shinbashi district. We stayed at the Park Hotel in the Shinbashi district, and I was stoked to stay there because our room was on the 36th floor with incredible views of the city. It was so fun shooting time-lapse videos of Shinbashi while relaxing in our room. Shinbashi is the most authentic, non-touristy place we've been to in Tokyo. It's an area with a vibrant nightlife where businessmen and women go to unwind after a long day at the office. It's dotted with izakayas, karaoke bars, and restaurants. The atmosphere here is so different. You probably won't see any tourists or hear any English spoken. And the menus will only be in Japanese, so it's important to go somewhere with pictures on the menu. I really enjoyed wandering around and shooting videos here. Some people don't recommend staying in the Shinbashi area because it's not near any popular attractions. Personally, after long days of exploring, I enjoyed spending nights on the streets of Shinbashi. But if you just want to visit, my biggest recommendation is to come at night. That's when Shinbashi comes alive. We don't think a Tokyo trip is complete without taking in city views at sunset from an observation deck. So the next place on our list is the Mori Tower. There's plenty of places with observation decks in Tokyo, but I prefer the location of the Mori Tower. Buy your tickets in advance because the best time slots fill up fast. Also, make sure your tickets include the open-air observation deck on the roof. You don't want reflections on the glass when you're taking pictures indoors. The best time for photos and videos is when it's dark enough for the city lights to twinkle, but still enough light to add depth to your images. If it's clear out, you can actually see a silhouette of Mount Fuji in the distance. The next spot on our list is popular with tourists, and it's one of Tokyo's most iconic places. Can you guess what it is? It's Shibuya. The Shibuya crossing is also known as the Scramble Crossing. It's one of the busiest pedestrian intersections in the world. It's an iconic spot, and it's definitely a sight to see. Finding a spot on the ground is easy, but getting a top-down view can be a challenge. We went to an observation deck called Mag's Park. You enter from the Magnet 109 building across the street from the Starbucks. Find the elevator to the rooftop, go through the doors at the back of the 7th floor food court, and find the sign for Mag's Park. Purchase tickets at the vending machine, then follow the signs to the outside staircase that leads to the roof for some fantastic views of the Shibuya crossing. The Shibuya crossing wasn't the only thing we saw at Mag's. We also saw a giant Asian hornet. It was huge, and it made me nervous, but it didn't seem to care at all about us. We did get lunch down one of the alleys where Michelle said she got the best pork katsu she's ever had. My biggest regret visiting Shibuya was that we didn't go at night. The next place on our list is not far from Shibuya. It's Takashita Street in Harajuku. Takashita Street is a mecca for trendy fashion. It's lined with boutiques and shops that offer a wide range of clothing and accessories. It's a hotspot for teenagers and young adults seeking out the latest trends. As for me, I was shopping for an outfit to give Michelle for her birthday. I think she would love all of these. The area has street food and unique themed cafes and shops. Takashita Street is always bustling with people, creating a pretty lively atmosphere, and it can get busier on weekends and holidays. The next spot on our list is known worldwide for its culture of electronics, anime, and video games. Akihabara. It has numerous arcades and gaming centers, including iconic establishments like Sega. And of course, there's Pachinko. Akihabara also has a variety of themed cafes, including anime, cosplay, gaming, and robot cafes. There's a lot of sights to see in Akihabara. It was cool to see so many adults waiting in line, all amped up about a newly released video game. Akihabara also had something I was amped up about. Yodobashi. The flagship Yodobashi store in Akihabara is the largest and most famous camera and electronics store in the world. It has really good prices, and tourists can buy equipment tax-free just by showing your passport at checkout. We loved Akihabara, but it's another place where I regret not seeing it at night. The next spot on our list is super popular with tourists. It's the Asakusa district. The most popular spot in Asakusa is the Sensoji Temple. It's a 7th century temple and is one of the oldest in Tokyo. One of the unique things is the gigantic red lanterns at the entrance and inside of the temple. In addition to the temple, the site had beautiful grounds, and this site attracts millions of visitors every year. On the day we went, it felt like there was 1 million people there. Not necessarily where the temple was, but the shopping area leading up to the temple was very, very crowded. One thing that we can't get enough of in Japan is food markets. So the last place on our list is the Tsukiji market. It's the most famous market in Tokyo and has some of the freshest sushi and sashimi you'll find in the city. The market is welcoming to tourists, with many vendors and shop owners speaking some English and offering samples. And if you want some A5 grade Wagyu beef, having it at the market will save you a lot of money compared to ordering it at a restaurant, but it's still pretty pricey. It melts in your mouth, and it's definitely something you should try in Japan. Like most fresh food markets, it closes early. Its shops open around 5 a.m. and usually are all closed by about 2 p.m., so make sure it's one of your first stops of the day. Tokyo is the world's largest city, and it's widely considered the safest. It's unlike anywhere else. My number one recommendation is to be strategic about the places you go to during the day and what places you go to see at night. Personally, the next time we go to Tokyo, we're gonna stay out late and sleep in. Tokyo is the most visited place in Japan, Osaka is second, and Kyoto is third. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, let me know. The Ideal Japan Itinerary is coming out soon, so subscribe to see more.